So, this morning on the show, we are very honoured to be joined by His Excellency Dr. Braizat, the Minister of Youth, who's joining us this morning. Your Excellency, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
It's lovely to have you here on the show with us. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So, before we talk about some of the projects that we want to talk about and the Jordan Volunteering Bank, for anybody who doesn't know, anybody that's not aware, what is your role as the Minister of Youth? What does that entail? What's that all about?
Well, the Minister of Youth is a political position and not a technical one, but that doesn't mean that you don't do technical work. And the main mandate of the Ministry of Youth is to provide skills and extracurricular activities that are not covered in school curriculum or university curriculum, especially with physical activities and also education on national issues like national identity, national culture, and issues of relevance to that.
So if you start instilling these ideas into the people from the youth, it goes with them through into adulthood.
Absolutely. We try to build sustainable and productive culture among our youth that starts from caring about the environment, to caring about your neighbors, to caring about other citizens, to caring about the institutions and the well-being of your society at large.
So let's talk about the Jordan Volunteering Bank. Let's talk about the Jordan Volunteering Bank. Tell me about that.
Well, the idea of the Jordan Volunteering Bank started as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic that we had in the country. During that pandemic, we were looking at different volunteering activities. Those were loosely structured, disorganized at the national levels, and there was no national umbrella, official national umbrella, to organize volunteering in the country. There were many initiatives, great initiatives, with great people, with great intentions. They wanted to do a lot of work across the country. Unfortunately, many of them could not do it because we lived under a curfew for so long because of the pandemic. And for those who were able to deliver some services as volunteers, they worked under the auspices of the military, the Jordanian Armed Forces, Al-Jaysh Al-Arabi, and in close coordination with Civil Defense and the Ministry of Health. We provided thousands of volunteers as a ministry to help during the pandemic, but that was not all what we could offer because the training required is very specific and very targeted. So as a result, we didn't have a lot of people who are well-trained to handle situations in such a crisis. And the idea came about, how about we get all of this organized and then work with other partners like the Crown Prince Foundation, Nahnu platform, and the UNICEF, whom we worked with before to build a platform called Nahnu to register volunteers and also volunteering opportunities. Now this platform has been used as the rails for the volunteering bank trains to run on. And basically what we are trying to achieve today, we have around 34,000 people registered in that platform. We would like to have all volunteers, whether they are individuals or initiatives or institutions, registered to offer their volunteering services and also as recipients of volunteering hours. For the volunteers, what we'd like to achieve is a straightforward credit line where they can have a credit every hour would count in their CV, especially that we have very high unemployment rate, and it is a priority for us in the country to handle that, whether it's youth, male or female unemployment, and the female unemployment is much higher. So if they do volunteering work, that will accumulate in their as a credit for them, and we will coordinate with other like the Civil Service Bureau and the private sector. When they get hired or they get into interviews, they will get a preferential marks, extra marks over those who were not volunteering.
And not only does volunteering make you feel good once you've done it, but also, as you're saying, with the unemployment and especially with the curfew that we had, it gives you a purpose each day. Otherwise you wake up, you have nothing to do. volunteering gives you a purpose. You feel good for yourself, for doing something with your day and for helping others.
It's more than a sense of relevance. It's actually social capital. You are building social capital. Social capital in any country is built on interpersonal trust and mutual respect and mutual help. Whenever you look at any country that has a strong social capital based on volunteering, you will not be bowling alone, as the famous book on America, Social Capital in the United States, or in America, Bowling Alone. You will not be bowling alone as long as you organize this work and you instill the culture of volunteerism as a civic duty for all to do it. Today we have environmental issues that we have to deal with, whether it is collecting litter from the streets or the tourist sites or the forest. All of that is extremely important to enhance the sense of belonging to your homeland and to the soil of your homeland. This is only a small thing of the things that we would like to do in the volunteering bank, and we very much appreciate the partnerships that we are also creating across the country and the region and the globe. We're working with many international. UNV is one of them. UN Volunteers is one of them. In Jordan, we're going to extend this to schools, to universities, and because of that, we are also opening youth centers within universities. We have to reach the 320,000 students across the university scene in the country. We are not present at universities now. We have started that presence. We signed an agreement already with Mu'ta University, now with Yarmouk, Al Bayt, and Hashmiya on the way. We will hopefully very soon during the summer, fall, will have reached all these universities, in addition to the millions of youth who are not in universities or in schools. We reach them through our youth centers. In order to reach those two and with those who we cannot reach in the far areas, we've created the virtual youth center, which will provide them with all the necessary information that we would like them to know as far as the ministry is concerned.
So what's the Princess Hussein bin Abdullah Award for voluntary work, which I keep hearing about? I keep seeing this about.
It is the big thank you that we would like to offer to those who volunteer their time and their money and their effort. What is better than saying thank you with a Crown Prince big thank you award? It is not a financial award as much as it is an appreciation, a token of appreciation for those who do this kind of work, and it is a way to encourage people to do more. This prize is not going to be subjective. It's going to be very objective and based on empirical data. That's why it will be based on the empirical data we get from the bank, the volunteering bank. Because if we don't use solid information based on what people are getting into the platform and what is getting out of the platform, there will remain a subjectivity element, and we would like to avoid that totally. Also, to be fair to everyone who volunteer, whether it's an individual initiative or an institution, and this prize has many layers to it. It will be divided by subjects also, and we will look into the individual awards for individuals. For the initiatives, there's a group of people who have come together to do something, and for the institutions, there are institutions who start volunteering work, so we'd like to also to recognize that.
Okay, if we can talk about the investment and development of sports cities and youth hostels and other ministry assets as well, because of course we do have Sports City, which is a huge area, got lots of potential there. Let's talk about the future of these, the development of these.
Well, it is unfortunate that as much as we have of facilities and resources scattered across the kingdom, they are underutilized in terms of capacity, and we would like to maximize that utilization. One way to do this is to continue to offer the services that these sports cities offer to our youth and clubs, sport clubs and otherwise, in addition to the social and cultural activities that we provide. But during the times when these facilities are not used, we would like to make sure that these times are utilized, invested through partnership with the private sector. And now we are very advanced in negotiations with other government partners who oversee these processes of investment and collaboration with the private sector. And hopefully very soon we'll be able to offer the youth hostels up for investment. We have 15 youth hostels across the kingdom. They have over 1,000 beds. Now we asked the Ministry of Tourism to rate them, to star them. And after that, we will offer them to the private sector to operate without undermining the services they have been providing for our youth. The issue we have here is that they are used mostly only around 1 month a year.
Okay.
And 11 months we pay their expenses, their operational costs without being utilized. So we would like to turn this from a loss center to a profit center.
Okay. We're talking to His Excellency Dr. Faris Braizat, the Minister of Youth. We're going to talk more in just a couple of minutes, if that's okay. We'll take a quick break. We'll talk more. Lots more to talk about. Right now, though, before that, Joel Corey with M-Neck. It's called Head and Heart. Oh, my God. So, good morning, 19 minutes past 8. Welcome to a brand new morning. It is Wednesday. It's July the 8th. We're here right now with Adley Bank in collaboration with the University of Bedfordshire and the M-Farm Joint Programme 3+2 in Jordan. And this morning we're talking to His Excellency Dr. Faris Braizat, the Minister of Youth. We've been talking about all kinds of really interesting stuff to do with volunteering and the Jordan Volunteering Bank. Let's find out more about the Al Hussein camps, because that's something that you're involved with as well, isn't it? What's this all about?
Well, this project started back in the 60s of the past century, and it was summer camps for youth to get educated on physical activities and also other national identity and cultural issues. Since then, these camps have been running in summer times. This year, because of the pandemic, we have to keep them going, but in a different way, so we have them online. And we have over 31,000 youth registered, males and females, to participate in those activities. And the day before yesterday, we were honored to have the Prime Minister inaugurating the Entrepreneurship and Virtual Reality camp, which also was very popular among our youth. Now this year we have around 9 different programs we cover, ranging from agriculture, our food from our garden, peace and security and safety, entrepreneurship, virtual reality, social cohesion programs, all these, and also well-being, health and well-being of our youth, how to do distance education. All of those activities are part of the camps this year, and they extend from the 21st of June to the 13th of August. Until now, we have around 10,000 youth participated in our activities. And hopefully we will do more than the registered 31,000 when this program ends. What we aspire to achieve with this, 2 things. First, we would like to continue the online, although even if we go back to the physical presence on actual sites, because there are people who cannot make it to the site of the camp. We would like them to be involved also, and we would like to reach them and reach all those who we cannot reach, or they cannot reach us. We would like to reach them. The second thing, even with the return of the physical camps on the ground, we will continue to have joint online and offline programs, and also we would like to involve our youth from abroad, because there was a program at the ministry which was stopped a few years ago for no good reason. Now we would like to reintroduce that program in order to reach our youth abroad and to keep them involved in the national issues that we care about as a country. And probably if we manage this year, we'll have at least one online meeting for them. And if the pandemic situation allows, probably we'll have it a physical one. But definitely next year, hopefully, we will be able to reintroduce that full force.
So for the Jordanian students abroad, I mean, is it just finding out things, or can they get involved with things?
We would like them to be very involved, actually, not only finding out about things and what's happening in the country. We would like them to work as ambassadors to their country, especially in the tourism sector and young people tourism, backpackers and other types of activities. Those people, our youth abroad, students and Jordanian expats abroad, we have hundreds of thousands of those people, and we would like them to be very involved in promoting the education system of the country, which is one of the best in the region, the health system, again, which is one of the best in the region, and also the tourism sector. We have today new tourist products that we would like them to be associated with. We're working with the Ministry of Tourism on astrotourism. Also mountaineering, canyoning, and all other camping, desert carnavaling, and all these kind of issues. They're very important. And if we have to get our youth and expats to know about these things and to do these experiences when they are back home. And that's, seeing is believing, and learning by experience. When you do experiential tourism is one of the best things that you can really develop as a marketing strategy for your tourist activities. And now we are working hand in hand with the Ministry of Tourism and the Jordan Tourism Board. Yesterday we had a great event at the ministry. We have something called Youth Training Parliament and the government, also Youth Government Training Government. These two entities, now we have 156 members of those two entities. And yesterday we asked them to, a few weeks ago, we asked them to present ideas on how to reinvigorate and relaunch the tourism sector in Jordan. Yesterday they came up with the great ideas, and the Ministry of Tourism was there. They were very happy. Jordan Tourism Board were there, and they were very happy with the outcome. Now next week we'll have one on agriculture. Let's see what youth are going to say about agriculture and how do we ensure our better agri-tech industry and also increase our production while minimizing the use of water. These are the ideas that our youth are coming up with, and hopefully we will see a lot of that improving and increasing.
What about the future of clubs, and what is the plan for the future to keep going forward? New ideas?
Well, there's plenty. We have in the National Youth Strategy 7 pillars. They range from economic empowerment and entrepreneurship to civic culture and civic values, to national identity, to rule of law, education and technology, health and well-being. All these pillars of the National Youth Strategy, they have 57 different programs running, and under each program there are a few projects. All those are going to continue, and we are working in an institutional, accumulative manner where we build on what has been done already by my predecessors at the ministry, and we work in collaboration with all other entities, whether it's governmental or non-governmental, in order to make sure that our objectives, the strategies, the objectives of our youth strategy are implemented. We are very well underway despite the pandemic, because we turned our work from offline to online. But there are certain activities they have to be physically on the ground, and we will continue to do that, taking into consideration also the health restrictions that we have to abide by.
It is, of course, a little bit more challenging at the moment with the current situation.
Absolutely.
So, anyone that wants to find out more about getting involved, about the Jordan Investment Bank, the Jordan Volunteering Bank, how can you find out more if this is something that you're interested in, or you have kids that you want to put them in this direction? How can they get involved?
First of all, you need to go and register on nahnu.org, which is the platform that we now operating for that. And this is also going under major reforms, and soon it will have a new look. But also we are all available through our Facebook page, Instagram page, and other Snapchat, LinkedIn, and the ministry is open. We have an open door policy. Whoever is interested to come to the ministry to talk to us, to me, to the Secretary General, to program managers, they're more than welcome anytime. And we look forward to having them because we learn a lot from our youth. They educate us, and we are humbled by their ability to offer extensive knowledge that we don't know. I am an older guy compared to our youth, but youth lives in my heart, and I would like to continue to learn from them in order to be able to meet their aspirations.
That's one thing that I do admire very much about the Jordanian youth, meeting them through this job that I do as well, is that compared to what I'm used to when I'm growing up in the UK, Jordanian youths are very passionate. They want to do things, they're very proud. English youth, we're a little bit different. We're quite happy just sitting there doing nothing. But Jordanian youths, proud, they want to be involved, they care about the country so much, they want to do what they can, and I find this inspiring.
Having lived in Anglo-Saxon countries in England for 6 years, in the US, and visited many other, I can see similarities more than differences, because all our youth are really, really passionate about many things in life. When I lived in the UK as a young man, scholar, studying for my master's and PhD there and teaching at university, I saw people passionate about things that are not a priority probably for our youth, but our youth are passionate about different things compared to the youth that in the UK or elsewhere. For example, the issues of the environmental issues, and the new social movements, the new value system that evolved after the full employment of the 50s and the 60s after the Second World War, and the new social movements that were they were sprung across Europe with this armament campaign, the new environment, the Greenpeace, and all of that. Those are deeply rooted societal values today in post-industrial societies. In our society, which is a modernizing society, the set of priorities are different because of the material needs and post-material needs. In post-industrial societies, you have post-materialism as the name of the game for the majority of society. For us, it is the materialist rather than the post-materialist is the name of the game for the majority of people, because you're still working for basic needs, and we do not have the same challenges that you have. Our challenges are different. Our big challenge today is unemployment, and it is my goal and it's my objective to help as much as I can in this position and before and after this position to find self-employment for our youth. And that's why we are pushing the entrepreneurship file extremely high, fast, and hard in whatever we do, because we do encourage our youth to do their own business and to get self-employed.
Well, Your Excellency, it's been eye-opening and a pleasure having you on the show this morning. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, really.
And just remind people once again how you can find out more, how you can get involved, where you have to go.
nahnu.org and the ministry Facebook page, website, our phone lines. And if you want my phone number, I am more than happy to provide it.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Dr. Faris Braizat. We wish you all the best with that, and you're welcome back anytime with regular updates of what's going on and again how people can be involved.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.